Downtown is busier than ever, if parking rates are any indication. The teen pregnancy rate has dropped significantly during the past 5 years. Find out why. And one woman's business is ballooning. Learn who she is and what she does. These stories and more on this edition of Inside Durango News.
You're watching Inside Durango News, your source for information about Southwest Colorado. Powered by Fast Signs. More than fast, more than signs.
I'm Ashley Dickson. A medical marijuana store on East 3rd Avenue has pulled its application to become a retail outlet after a citizens group said it would challenge the city of Durango's new retail marijuana ordinance. Durango Mayor Sweetie Marbury reported a special meeting of the City Council on July 8th that the Acme Healing Center at 3rd Avenue and College Drive has decided not to apply for a retail license after all. The council met in special session to address the concerns of a citizens group that opposes retail marijuana stores in mixed-use neighborhoods. Mixed neighborhoods include both commercial and residential uses. The citizens groups includes members of the 3rd Avenue Neighborhood Association. In June, the City Council adopted a retail marijuana ordinance that would allow retail pot stores in the Central Business District and in mixed-use neighborhoods. It passed on a split vote. 9 retail pot applications have been filed as of July 1st. With Acme's withdrawal, 8 applications are pending approval. The citizens group has promised to gather signatures for an initiative to repeal the ordinance. They have until July 16th to file an affidavit indicating they intend to pursue the initiative. If the group gathers enough signature, the initiative would be included on the regular November ballot. The initiative would cost taxpayers $14,000. In the meantime, the City Council proposed to modify the ordinance to ban retail marijuana stores in mixed-use neighborhoods. And on Tuesday, council members approved 3 public hearings on July 29th to consider 3 alternatives. One would allow retail marijuana stores in mixed-use neighborhoods, leaving the ordinance as is. The second alternative would ban retail marijuana stores in all mixed-use neighborhoods. And the third would ban retail marijuana stores on 3rd Avenue only. The effort is somewhat like closing the barn door after the horses have escaped. No matter what the outcome, the city must honor existing applications for retail pot stores in mixed-use neighborhoods. City staff said Rocky Mountain High and the Ptarmigan Center near the Bread Bakery has filed a completed application before the proposed ordinance change. The application process will continue. The Ptarmigan Center is in a mixed residential and commercial use neighborhood. In another effort to appease disgruntled citizens, the City Council has also proposed to modify the new vacation rental ordinance that was just adopted in June. And the Council voted to place a moratorium on any additional vacation rental applications pending the outcome of the changes. A public hearing has been set for July 29th. The same group that opposes retail marijuana stores in mixed commercial and residential neighborhoods also oppose the vacation rental ordinance. They also propose to file an initiative to overturn it. If successful, the initiative would appear on the regular November ballot at a cost of $14,000 to city taxpayers. The current ordinance allows 35 vacation rental homes in established neighborhoods of Old Durango and 28 rental houses along 2nd and 3rd Avenues. Residences in those zones argue that those numbers are too high and that vacation rentals will negatively impact parking, traffic, and the historical and residential character of their neighborhoods. Councilor Christina Rinderly suggested that the council modify the ordinance to reduce the number of vacation rentals to 3% of the neighborhood's total housing units. That would allow for 22 vacation rentals in Old Durango and 17 vacation rentals along 2nd and 3rd Avenues. The proposed change lowers the number of vacation rentals that were allowed prior to the new ordinance, Rinderly noted. The City Council has 13 applications for vacation rentals in Old Durango and 8 along 2nd and 3rd Avenues, far fewer than what the existing ordinance allows. In the meantime, the council passed a 60-day moratorium on future vacation rental applications until it could adopt a new ordinance. For more information on both the retail marijuana and vacation rental ordinances, log on to the city's website at durangogov.org. Has this year's increase in parking fees affected downtown traffic? Next on Inside Durango News.
First National Bank of Durango, committed to our community since 1882, where our friendly bankers help you achieve your financial goals.
We put you first!
Stop by one of our 5 locations or visit us online at fnbdurango.com.
Yeehaw!
Riding cowboy!
Experience the heritage of the Old West. It's the new and exciting True West Rodeo in Durango, every other Wednesday throughout the summer at La Plata County Fairgrounds. Cheer real cowboys and cowgirls as they test their mettle with bronc busting, bull riding, barrel racing, and more. Authentic Western halftime shows, Native American dancers, Wild West gunfights, and special performances honoring military and emergency response personnel. Visit TrueWestRodeo.com for ticket and schedule information.
Candace Jeep has a busy schedule. She runs an audiology practice in Durango. It's not easy running your own business. That's why she chooses to bank at Alpine Bank. Being able to make business deposits without stepping out of the office saves time. And she loves how the Alpine Bank mobile app makes it easy to keep track of personal finances from anywhere, giving Candace the freedom to focus on what really matters. Alpine Bank in downtown Durango and Three Springs.
You may not be able to find a parking spot right in front of your favorite restaurant in downtown Durango, but you will if you're willing to walk about a block. That's the findings of a recent study of parking in Durango to assess whether higher parking fees are having an impact on the Central Business District. In a detailed presentation to City Council earlier this month, Multimodal Administrator Amber Blake said that downtown is busier than ever, but plenty of parking still remains.
So basically we found that there are more people downtown. Downtown is busy, it's vital. There are lots of people shopping, eating, playing downtown. There are still many parking spaces, so our turnover rate is right where we are looking for it. So around that 20% industry average, which is your target. So if you have 10 parking spaces per block, you will have 2 open spaces.
The cost to park on Main Avenue increased from 60 cents an hour to $1 an hour. Side street parking is now 75 cents an hour. And parking passes to city lots increased from $20 a month to $30 a month. The increase hasn't deterred the number of people who park downtown, but whether they're actually spending more money remains to be seen. As of May, city sales tax revenues were up 5.8% overall, but remained flat in the Central Business District. City Manager Ron LeBlanc said Central Business District sales taxes dropped by 1.9% over the same period as last year. However, he said that he can't accurately compare this year's sales taxes to last year's sales taxes in the Central Business District. That's because several businesses were moved from one zone to another, and their revenues weren't counted in the Central Business District's income stream this year. In the meantime, if you want to know where to park, your best bets are on the 1100 block of Main. It's a 59% vacancy rate. Or try 5th Street between 2nd and Main Avenue. It has a vacancy rate of 52%. Or you can find a spot on the 700 block of Main Avenue. It had a vacancy rate of 51%. The best bet overall, the Transit Center parking lot. More than half the spaces are usually available, and it's only a block from Main Avenue. Parking lots are a boon for downtown employees, Blake said. Although the city raised parking lot rates from $20 to $30 a month, it also now offers more options. You can buy a pass for a month at a time, or for 3 months or more for a 15% discount. The city also added more 10-hour meters along 9th and 12th Streets.
As part of the integrated parking solution, we made it available to the public to be able to buy additional long-term parking passes. So you could buy a 3-month, 6-month, 4-month, 5-month, 12-month pass at any time during the year, and you'd get a 15% discount as long as it's 3 months or more. And we've seen an increase in the purchase of those passes as well as the occupancy rates in the parking lots.
During the first 6 months of the year, the City of Durango's parking meters generated nearly $408,000 in revenue, up 46% over last year. The increase reflects the jump in parking fees. Blake said the revenues are used for the city's match to support the transit system, capital improvements to parking infrastructure, and to purchase more credit card meters. For more information about parking in Durango, visit the city's website at durangogov.org. The teen pregnancy rate in Colorado is on the decline, thanks in part to a statewide initiative to provide better access to contraceptives for teenage girls. According to the San Juan Basin Health Department, the statewide birth rate among teenage girls has dropped by 40% since 2009 and by 42% in La Plata County. Archuleta County, also part of San Juan Basin's health services, saw a 60% drop in births among teenage girls. San Juan Basin Executive Director Leanna Jolin attributes the decline in births to the Colorado Family Planning Initiative.
Teen mothers are less likely to graduate from high school. They have overall lifetime less earning potential. It also exposes teen moms to some risks, which are increased maternal depression, more likelihood of experience violence in a relationship. We know that it provides some poor outcomes for kids. We know that children born to teen moms are statistically more likely to have some learning disability, low birth weight, less likely to be breastfed. So what we really want is the opportunity for all women to plan and space their children.
Long-acting reversible contraceptives like intrauterine devices are recommended by the American Academy of Pediatrics, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and the World Health Organization. In Colorado, 70% of teenage pregnancies are unintended, and research shows these pregnancies are often associated with financial and health risks.
So we attribute this reduction in teen birth rate to the increased access to long-acting reversible contraception. We know that these are the most effective methods because they require no action by operator once there is use of that method. We did go from having about 1 in 170 young women using these methods to 1 in 15.
Long-acting reversible contraceptives provide the opportunity for women to plan and space their children because of their effectiveness and ease of use. Other statewide initiatives include the website beforeplay.org, where teens and families can find information on sexual health and education. The website's creators hope to normalize conversations about sex and contraceptives between teens and their parents. Close to home, San Juan Basin Health Department provides clinics in La Plata and Archuleta counties for same and next day services at little to no cost for individuals seeking help. San Juan Basin also provides services in school-based health centers. For more information, visit sjbhd.org. The mountain rains have been a welcome addition to this summer's weather, but they're also generating lightning strikes and wildfires. The Durango Interagency Fire Dispatch Center reports that firefighting crews have responded to more than 68 wildfires on federal lands since July 1st. The largest was the KV fire. It was contained at 10 acres. Most were contained at single trees or less than just an acre. Assistant Interagency Fire Dispatch Center Manager Justin Moore said most of the smoke reports are coming from the public. Fire danger in La Plata County and in the San Juan Mountains remains moderate, but grasses and vegetations at lower elevations are dry and susceptible to fire, according to the Durango Fire and Rescue Authority. There are no fire restrictions in La Plata County or the San Juan National Forest. However, the Southern Ute Indian Tribe has initiated a Stage 1 fire restriction. Open burning is prohibited, and campfires outside of officially designated or developed campsites is prohibited as well. For an update on fire restrictions, visit DurangoFireRescue.org. Next, jewels, gems, rocks, and crystals at the annual Four Corners Gem and Mineral Show.
Everyone's on a budget, and we have several programs that are available that will meet those needs so that it does fit within your budget.
We're family here. They like the way they're treated. They like the way we present the numbers. There is nothing under question. They know exactly what they're getting. The quality of the Honda is number one. You want to get into a car that you know you can depend on for years and years, and it's not going to break down. It's going to be what it's presented to be.
The Durango Holiday Inn would like to invite you to the Sporting News Grill for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Featuring a full-service restaurant and bar with 11 HD TVs, it's a great venue for family and sports fanatics alike. The Sporting News Grill. Stop in and let us show you our game face.
It's time for rejuvenation with luxurious healing waters, breathtaking views, and lavish spa treatments at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs. Stay at the new EcoLux Hotel and enjoy 24-hour access to our 23 unique pools by the river. Indoors, relax in the hotel and enjoy therapeutic services at the spa. It's time for rejuvenation at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs.
Glitz, Glam, and Gems, the Four Corners Gem and Mineral Club recently hosted the 61st Annual Gem and Minerals Show at the Durango Fairgrounds.
The Gem and Mineral Show allows vendors from all over the country to come here and display all of their wonderful goods. We have just quite a variety of vendors that have everything from mineral specimens, slabs, cabs, jewelry. We have our door prizes, so every hour, everyone that comes in gets a ticket and can win a door prize. Free admission. It's just an amazing show.
Let me give you a little history of the Four Corners Gem and Mineral Club. The club itself was founded in 1948 by just a group of like-minded people. With all the mining in this area, there was a whole lot of interest in rocks and mining ore specimens, that kind of thing.
Arnold lets us in on the drastic and sparkling truth about the show's biggest hits.
It seems like the fossils and dinosaur bone are just incredibly popular. And then the crystals, people really love those, especially the spiritual and healing quality of crystals. So we have several dealers here that specialize in that.
According to Helped, a variety of people, young and old, join the show every year.
We have all sorts of people that come to the show. Again, collectors, just a lot of great locals that come around and just want to find a good deal. I kind of call it a treasure hunt, because you can just look around and there's so much to hunt for.
Part of the proceeds from the 3-day event will go towards the club in educating the town of Durango about the importance of gem and minerals. Another portion will go towards the geology department at Fort Lewis College to help budding geologists grow. Help's mission, in the end, was to help bring people together.
We just try to get everyone who wants a rock together with everyone who wants to sell a rock. It's just kind of a magical little show.
Welcome back to Inside Durango News. Yes, I am wearing a very fetching, wacky balloon hat because I have Ruby Balloon here in the studio today, but many people may know her as
Carrie Allen.
Carrie Allen. So I insisted that because you have a balloon hat, I really wanted one too, so I didn't have to feel left out of this, but this is your specialty. So tell us a little bit about how you got involved, and I know you had a career before you were into balloon twisting as well.
I did. I'm a retired teacher, and about a year after I retired, I decided I needed to recreate myself in some way. And so I thought, well, what am I going to do? I wanted to do something different, something that was flexible, something that was fun. My husband and I were on a trip to Australia, and in the in-flight entertainment, I ran across a documentary called Twisted, and it was all about these balloon twisters. And the light went on and I said, this is it. I'm going to do this.
This is my calling. Yes. I know it. Well, I have to say, we were talking before the interview, and the amount of delight it inspires in someone, whether you're a kid or not, it takes you back to being a kid again.
Right.
And I really think that this balloon hat is something I need to rock for the rest of the day. But you don't just specialize in hats, you do it all, correct?
Well, I do. I have about, I lost count of how many designs I do at about 75. And I'm not sure how many I do, but
that's a good repertoire.
It is a good repertoire, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what are you going to make for us today? Because I can see you're already crafting.
Well, this is one of the most popular items I get asked for.
Okay.
Dog.
Yes. All right.
So I'm making you a poodle.
A dog?
A dog. It's one of the most requested things that I get, of course. But,
and I like that you go the extra mile and actually give it features.
Oh, of course.
Because that makes it a little bit better.
She's pink, so she must be a girl.
And so what was the learning curve like on this? Because I have to imagine you had a little bit of trial and error when you were first getting started. Balloon twisting doesn't come naturally, does it?
No, it doesn't. And in fact, I had the idea and then I sat with it for about 7 months. And then I figured, well, you know, divine intervention is not going to teach me how to twist balloons. I need to do something. And so I got a book, Twisting for Klutzes. It came with a little pump that I still use.
Nice. So I got to imagine the overhead's not too bad on this business.
Yes, it was easy to get into from that standpoint.
Nice.
But yeah, I started with a book. I learned a few basic twists, and then I went on to the University of YouTube. And that's where my continuing education happens mostly, is on YouTube.
And now you're working on your master's in balloon twisting.
Exactly.
Very nice. So I know you're probably very popular for kids' birthday parties, but we were also talking about company picnics. I mean, this isn't just fun for kids. It kind of brings a smile to your face no matter what age you are.
It's true. Everybody loves balloons.
It is. So where can people get in touch with you if you want more information about Ruby Balloon or how to book you for parties? Do you have a Facebook page or a website?
Probably the best way to reach me would be through email, which is rubyballoon@durango.net.
Well, that's pretty easy enough.
Yep.
So summertime, I got to imagine you're probably a little busier than normal. I know you're out at the farmer's market as well.
I'm at the farmer's market every Saturday. In the wintertime, I go to Dough Works either Saturday or Sunday. But I'm available all year if I'm in town for parties and events.
Nice. Well, I have to say it was a wonderful accessory to my outfit today.
You look
and
stunning.
Do they last for a while? Like if I save this, will it stay inflated for a while?
since you're a girl, it'll probably last a long time. Usually in the hands of a boy, they don't last that long.
See, that's true. I'm going to take extra special care of this. Well, thank you so much. Next up, we're going to be doing our Furry Friends feature. Chris from the La Plata County Humane Society is bringing in Lieutenant Dan, so stay tuned.
This Furry Friends segment is brought to you by the La Plata County Humane Society. Help us, help them, one paw at a time.
Welcome back to Inside Durango News. It's time for our Furry Friends feature. I'm here with Chris from the La Plata County Humane Society, and we've got a special friend in the studio today. I love the name. This is Lieutenant Dan.
This is Lieutenant Dan. He's a Shepherd mixed puppy, just under 6 months old, and he's got that name for a special reason.
Yeah.
When he came to us about 5 weeks ago or so, he couldn't really walk at all. Mm-hmm. He had suffered some sort of traumatic injury. It turns out it's a luxated vertebrae in his spine. And he's learning to walk a little better. He can't walk too much on his own. And
Mm-hmm.
as you saw before, he gets tired really quickly.
Yeah.
And so we're here, well, to talk about Lieutenant Dan, but we want to raise some money for him.
And you guys have, obviously, you do a lot of adoptions out of the Humane Society, but the work that you do to help injured dogs or dogs that need surgery is so far reaching. So one of the things that you guys are always looking for is donations, correct?
Yeah. And right now we have not only Dan, who we need to get a wheelchair for, so he can go out and play with the other dogs, and hopefully at some point once his therapy's done, be adopted. We currently in the shelter, we have 4 dogs that need orthopedic surgery.
Wow.
For old leg fractures. This is a pretty common thing, especially dogs that living on the streets, they get injured, they learn to live with it, but before we adopt them out, we want to get those legs fixed so the new owner has the healthiest dog possible, and they don't have to incur that cost afterwards.
Yeah.
So right now we need to raise a little over $3,000 for 4 orthopedic surgeries, plus we want to get a wheelchair for Dan.
And I was going to say, and you can tell he's got very straight legs in the back, and he's trying so hard to make do with what he has. But
yeah.
I mean, I see all of those videos with dogs that get wheelchairs, and they just, all of a sudden, their lives get back.
That's true. I was watching a video before I came over here of 5 dogs with wheelchairs chasing a stick. And there was 2 dogs with them that weren't injured in any way, and sometimes the dogs in the wheelchairs actually got there faster.
See, so they're not at a disadvantage at all.
They really adapt well, and we had one for him when he got to the shelter that was designed for a cat, but he has quickly outgrown that.
Yes, and he looks like he's going to get a little bit bigger too.
He will.
He's got that shepherd in him. So for people that want to get more information about kind of the work you guys do at the Humane Society and whether they want to donate money or volunteer, what's a good way for them to take that first step?
Well, the best way, is to come down to the shelter and talk to us. But really, if you want to do that from a remote location, you go to lpchumanesociety.org. Tomorrow, his story is going to be on our website. It'll be on Facebook. And you can see video of what we went through with him when we first got him, and how he gets around now. I was going to try to have him walk around today, but
he looks a little tuckered.
Comfortable.
He's like, I wish I was on the couch, but I think this is going to do pretty well right here on the cool floor.
There's no reason to get him up if we don't have to, but go to our website, check it out. Starting tomorrow, there'll be video on there. There'll be a button you can push and donate. I know La Plata County, from history being here, you guys are great about it, making donations to us, and please help us out, not just for Lieutenant Dan, but for the 4 other dogs we have there.
Yeah, and it's a great way, even if you can't have a dog right now, you feel like you're making a difference in these dogs' life. And it is, when you see him walk around and how hard he's trying, it like breaks your heart a little bit, but it's good to know that you can make a difference. 20 bucks here, 100 bucks if you can do it, it all adds up.
$5, $5,000, whatever you can spare.
Yeah. $5,000 if you can spare it.
Yeah, if you can spare $5,000, help Dan out.
Yeah, and I love the name, so you have to tell me, I mean, did the name Lieutenant Dan just come very naturally? Did you have to think on it for a minute?
I didn't, actually, because honestly, when this dog got there, he was in really, really rough shape, and we weren't sure what was going to happen to him. And one of the animal control officers, Cora, who's been with us for many years, she dug out this wheelchair we had, and as soon as I saw him in it, then it was like,
it clicked.
Yeah. Lieutenant Dan. Yep, we named it. You know your name, don't you?
Yeah, and he is such a sweetie. You can tell that he's going to be such a good dog, very chill. So hopefully you guys can get the money for everything he needs and then get him to a good home here in Durango.
Yeah, eventually we want to get him adopted. It's going to be a few months down the road. I wouldn't want anybody to just adopt him for sympathy. I want somebody to get to know him as a dog, and I want to make sure we can make him as healthy as possible before he goes. So we're going to do some therapy and get that wheelchair for him, and yeah, he'll be running around the shelter before you know it.
All right, awesome. Well, check out Lieutenant Dan's story on the Humane Society website. It's a great way to interact with all the dogs they have there. You guys do a great job on your social media as well. So that's going to do it for this edition of Inside Durango News. For your community calendar, check out what'shappeningdurango.com. Post your free event today and join the one-stop, easy-to-use events calendar for Durango. So until next week, it's Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dickson. Keep watching. You'll like what you see.
Tune in weekly to watch Inside Durango News, your source for what's going on in Southwest Colorado. Powered by Fast Signs. More than fast, more than signs. You can watch Inside Durango News anytime at durangotv.com.